It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the Atlanta Hawks in their house, Phillips Arena. Checking out Atlanta, relative to last season, their record at this point, not quite up to par. They're looking for answers, looking for improvement as the season continues. We'll be watching Dwight Howard patrolling the paint tonight. He's no longer the unquestioned best center in the NBA, but there are times, Shaq, where he can still be a dominant force.
Yeah, you know, he still has that physical advantage, Ernie, against 99% of the guys in the post. That's what I've been saying for a long time. And he does this every now and then, but that's why I've been saying for a long time, 28 and 10, I think he could do it. And every now and then, he can do that.
Well, Superman is in the building.
Don't you say it.
Okay,
Don't you say it.
Okay, I thought he was.
If
but
you say it again, I'm going to reach across this table.
I won't say it anymore.
Okay.
But his defense is still huge, and that also can win basketball games. And he has been a defensive stopper regardless of his offensive efforts.
I'll let you say it one more time.
Superman is not in the building. He's over here sitting with us.
Don't try to butter me up. You can't butter up this biscuit.
That's it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the
The Hawks play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it live right here from Atlanta, Georgia. Celtics are looking to end their road trip here with a strong outing.
Here we go.
So Atlanta will get the first possession. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Boston, Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Olynyk is out there with Horford, and it's Crowder in at small forward. Last season was difficult for Dwight Howard, to say the least, across the board. Worse since, in fact, his rookie year.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to stay healthy. I mean, looks dominant in spurts. Gets you thinking, okay, he's back. Then his body betrays him.
It's stolen by Bradley. There's the pass to Crowder. Dishes to Horford. He drains the quick shot. Horford's got his second basket of the game.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Now we'll go to DB, who had a chance to talk with head coach Brad Stevens. Doris?
A lot of his strategy is focused on Dwight Howard, and rightly so. He said, we know Dwight can do it all, and it is going to take a five-man effort to slow him down. He can finish, block shots, rebound. The guy is almost 7 feet of pure muscle, and there is just no way to handle him one-on-one. If there is a way, the NBA hasn't discovered it yet.
All right, Doris. Thomas passes to Olynyk. Crowder kicks to Thomas.
Hey, turn around.
Just 5 on the clock. Olynyk sets a screen for Thomas. Offensive rebound. Knocked away. Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against the Brooklyn Nets.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at him wave after wave, and it really kept the crowd on mute in that.
Here's Horford after Jarrett Jackson scored. And here's Crowder. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. No problems knocking that one down. Olynyk's got his first basket.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Now Schroeder. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates.
And Bradley gets it to go. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight. And that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Boy, I love the great assist that time by Jack.
Thomas dishes to Olynyk. Pick by Horford. They set the pick. Crowder kicks to Olynyk. Lets it go from 11. Millsap grabs the miss. Hawks have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Now here's Schroeder. Not a lot of room. The dish to Jack. To the inside. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were a close game.
Now here's Schroeder, pulling the miss by Avery Bradley. To the left wing, Jack passes to Howard. Back to Jack. There's Schroeder. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Schroeder's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Back up your point about the Celtics being in close games. I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
Now here's Schroeder. Right now he's averaging 11 points a game. Millsap down low, working on Horford. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
5 of 5 to start the game, and it might be the second quarter before they miss. But where they're knocking these shots down, boy, everything's pure.
And that one's good.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Now here's Thomas. A 20-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line. And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And, of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling that defensive backboard.
The first free throw is good. Greg, you're talking about Isaiah Thomas before. Certainly his short stature limits him on Clark, the defensive side.
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't rack up a ton of steals, given his instincts and quickness. I think he really focuses on making his impact at the offensive end.
Second free throw, no good.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
Olynyk with the steal. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Crowder dishes to Thomas. Six on the shot clock. Double team on Thomas. Horford. No luck. And Atlanta will go the other way. You were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns. In their first meeting, he took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared them down as he was hitting shots, looked at that bench. Man, he had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Hawks?
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Splitters checked in for the Hawks. Korver comes in for Jarrett Jack. Both free throws good from Avery Bradley. Well, taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down. Greg started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
That's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
Smart kicks to Bradley. Boston again missing.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Shot's good.
You know, with Avery Bradley, he was the 19th pick in the draft for the Celtics. The outlook for him was great, but then ball handling and shooting, injury concerns flattened out his development. He had a hard time getting over the hump for a few years, but he's over it now.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
And, you know, getting back to Avery Bradley, he's been dynamite the last 2 years. He's finally found consistency with the mid-range jumper and plays a complete game of basketball. With just a little more seasoning, I really feel like the sky's the limit.
Cephalosha has checked in for the Hawks. And a change for the Celtics. Amir Johnson's checked in for Avery Bradley. The Atlanta Hawks come into this one following a loss to the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And I don't care how much you grind it out defensively. When you shoot it that poorly, you're going to struggle to win games.
Well, it's not only going to be a struggle, it's going to be virtually impossible if you shoot as poorly as they did.
And Green gets it to go.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Schroeder. And it's Korver in the corner.
And Kyle Korver enjoying a career renaissance, if you will, here in his 30s. A former late second-round pick. He's kicked around the league a little bit. He's really found his niche here in the motion offense of the Atlanta Hawks.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. A little background on Kyle Korver, drafted 51st by the Nets back in 2003. They sold his rights to the Sixers for a little over $100 grand and used the proceeds to pay for their summer league fee.
Well, that, and they also bought a new color copier for whatever that information is worth. It might sound like a mistake in hindsight, but I heard that machine is very reliable. He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Smart passes to Johnson. Outside, Green. 6 to shoot. Celtics passing it around. Misses the 3. The Hawks leading by 7. Hardaway kicks to Splitter. Passes it to Cephalosha. Out to Hardaway.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Cephalosha. He's right around 9 points a night, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
And guys, they're finally getting the consistency they wanted to see from him. Look for that to continue.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Good on both.
The Hawks were fantastic last season. After the All-Star break, they did slip up a bit, struggled against teams over 500.
Now here's Smart. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And also, his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Well, he took that defender head on and threw down the two-hander power jam.
Straight power there, guys.
You just gotta love that determination.
Hardaway against Green. Hardaway dishes to Splitter. And he uses the glass on the way. Splitter's got 6.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Zeller against Splitter. Pass to Mickey. He feeds it to Smart. He kicks to Zeller. 4 on the shot clock. Tries a 3.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
And here's Atlanta. They're on a 20-7 run. Outside Korver. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Now here's Zeller. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pocket 6. Back to Green. Boston needs to get off a shot. Off the left rim and out. The Hawks leading by 9. Splitter with the ball. He has 6. Pass to Humphries. Out to Hardaway. Here's Splitter. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And the one thing Tiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, it's consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles. He knows where he's supposed to be. He gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges. He does all the little stuff.
That free throw, no good.
And for Tiago Splitter, he's been a relatively unsung player in his career, never getting his number called on offense, receiving little recognition from the media, but providing tough defense in the post. He shot over 55%, crashes the boards in the 20 minutes or so a game that he gets. So that's been good enough to really establish a productive career.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
You know, getting back to Splitter, yes, you need superstars to win in this league, but you also need guys like him, guys who put the team first, will bust the gut to carry out their responsibilities on the floor, off the court, and in the locker room. You need all of that to be a championship team.
And Green gets it to go.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Korver. 11 points for him in that last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Feeds it to Hardaway. Zeller grabs the board. Celtics trail by 7. Humphries with the steal. Now here's Hardaway. Defense is right there. Splitter sets a screen. Here's Cephalosha. That's tipped. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. The Celtics working the ball around now. Here's Zeller. And the layup falls. Now just a 5-point Atlanta lead.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
Jarrett Jack is checked in for Kyle Korver. Atlanta leading by 5.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. His scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage too, so really solid production in his first couple of years.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risks to see if they can cut that lead down.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And I think the big thing for Zeller was that he found his role in the league. He knows he'll be an energy guy who has to make the most of his touches. And to his credit, he is nothing but a positive force on the floor.
Celtics trail by 7. Here's Smart. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. The feed to Zeller from 11 feet away. Here's Johnson. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And the Hawks making a change here. Howard's checked in. And then for Boston, Crowder. He's checked in for Mickey. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Gerald Green. And Johnson, no good on that one. And watching Amir Johnson, Clark, he seems so casual about silently destroying opponents in the paint. And he's carried that air about him almost his entire career.
You know what? He's rarely had plays called for him, Kevin. He doesn't produce a bunch of highlights, but he's really potent. I mean, one of the league's best at defending opponents at the rim, grabbing in-traffic rebounds. Those both are valuable assets.
Here's Smart after the basket by Atlanta. Thomas kicks to Smart. Johnson the screen. Now here's Smart. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Just 2 to shoot. But they get it back. Out left to the wing. Picked by Zeller. To the middle, up off the screen. And it's sent back by Howard. And that does it for the first quarter. Hawks lead by 7. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years, and he talked about their great fan support in Toronto.
Almost like a soccer atmosphere. I don't know if you've been to a soccer game overseas, but they're just always cheering, rowdy, jumping up and down, waving towels. It's just a great atmosphere, you know, and it's inspirational just to watch the support we have, and it's something that you want to play for the country.
A lot of fans south of the border in the U.S. are surprised when they learn how passionate, Clark, the fans in Toronto can be.
You know, Kevin, that's so true. I mean, when they get it going at the Air Canada Center, that place rocks. And it's great to hear Amir talk about how that pumps him up and makes him want to do it for Canada.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And what do you guys think about the Hawks here in this one?
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Greg, no uncontested shots for the most part. That's why they've had success.
On the court right now for the Celtics. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Jay Crowder out there with Horford. And it's Olynyk in at the 5 spot. Now here is Jack. 14 points from him the last game against Cleveland. It's stolen by Bradley. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Bradley's got the ball. Comes up empty down low.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
That's good.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Now, here's Olynyk. 9 points last game out. It's stolen by Jack. And Bazemore kicks to Jack. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's his first personal foul.
And guys, looking at Jarrett Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. I mean, he's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
Free throw dropped for Jarrett Jack. Talking about Jarrett Jack, he is especially dangerous at the end of the game. Not only does he make great decisions, Clark, he was a top 10 free throw shooter last season.
Yeah, experienced, tough-minded ball handlers and shot makers are always valuable, especially when it's winning time.
And Jarrett Jack drops them both.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
Now here is Horford. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Nets in Brooklyn. And the shot falls short this time.
Major defensive lapse right there. And he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Here's Millsap to the paint. Here's Howard. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too. And you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
Horford, no luck. And for the Celtics, 28 of their 40 wins on the season came against the East. Not impressive, but it got the job done in a conference which could be had at times, obviously.
That's true, but what should be noted, Kevin, about the Celtics against the East is just how well they played against the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Right.
I mean, against the East top 8, they shot a lot better and executed a lot better as well. So you can see them stepping up their game against the competition.
The Hawks leading by 9. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Howard kicks it over to Schroeder. He dishes it to Millsap. Hawks passing it around. Jack missing again. The Celtics have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Bradley kicks to Crowder. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Now watching Jay Crowder, he can really beast you up, Greg, and take you out of your game. One of the most physical wings, I think, in the NBA.
And not the most flexible athlete, but he makes up for that with that strength that you mentioned. It allows him to control the pace. I mean, he's a bumper and a grinder and hitting a big 3 out of nowhere. So he's what we call a true gamer.
Atlanta making some changes. Splitter comes in for Dwight Howard. And it's Korver in for Jarrett Jack. And a change for the Celtics. Green's checked in. And both free throws good from Crowder.
Looking at Jay Crowder, he got traded from Dallas to Boston in the Rondo deal last season. Nobody expected all that much from him. All he did was go out and become one of the most valuable players on that team.
Now here's Splitter. 8 points for him. Kicks to Millsap. Splitter sets a screen. Buries it down low. Millsap's got 5.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Thomas with the ball. He's guarded by Schroeder. The pass to Olynyk. Now here's Crowder. He's guarded closely. Shot clock at 5. Millsap with the steal. 3 on 3. And that one's good. Schroeder. And it's an 11-point Hawks lead.
When you talk about Jay Crowder, there are those that you win because of, and then there are guys like him that you win with. I mean, the guy who's going to take the charge, commit the hard foul, do what others won't, really shows the heart of a champion.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hey guys, well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. Horford was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. The Hawks leading by 11. Millsap passes to Schroeder. To the middle. Splitter to Bazemore. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. And Splitter with the layup. Splitter's got 10 points in the game.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this. And the thing with Kelly Olynyk, he does some stuff that really helps you, and some also that will hurt. I mean, he's highly skilled. He's got the deep range, textbook positioning in terms of the post. A lot of tricky moves down there. Yet he has a hard time being effective against great athletes, which the NBA is filled with. So he's going to have to evolve as a basketball player if he wants to be effective.
He hits the second from the line. Going back to Kelly Olynyk, as a coach, you have to identify the matchups where he can be effective, because Clark is against explosive long-limb guys. They'll take advantage of it.
Yeah, they will, but in the right matchup, he's effective. He can help you. He makes 35% of his threes, has done that for the last 2 years, and I think he gives you some toughness and rebounding as well. I like him as a second-unit player.
And the Hawks with possession here, following the bucket by the Celtics. Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded by Thomas. Outside for Millsap. It's good from long range. Millsap's got 8 points.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Thomas kicks to Horford. Paul Millsap with the rebound. Millsap's got his 5th rebound in this one.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Akeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
That free throw, no good.
And Paul Millsap, guys, the only player to lead the NCAA in rebounding 3 straight seasons back in college. A former second-round pick, was kind of slept on, but now clearly making his mark in the NBA.
And he's good on the second. Greg, you were talking about Millsap's ferocious rebounding. He battles inside, but Clark, he is so skilled.
Yeah, he's just really a good all-around basketball player. He can pass, handle, step out, and hit the 3. Very, very versatile. He makes an impact on the game a lot of ways.
Now, here's Thomas. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
The Hawks leading by 11. Here's Schroeder, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Schroeder's got 4 this quarter.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
Yeah, something's got to change. A double team, maybe a substitution, but this is getting out of hand.
Picked by Horford. Dishes to Green. 6 on the shot clock, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Korver dishes to Bazemore. Out to the right wing. Splitter with no one around. And the wing jumper offline.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Shoots from the right block. Almost, but it rolls out. Hawks have gone 7 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Your passes to Millsap. To the paint. And that one's good. Schroeder's got 9.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
The 9-foot shot. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
So for the Hawks, Chris Humphries has checked in for Millsap. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. The free throw off from Horford. Hawks were so dominant last year and were the first team to clinch their spot in the postseason.
Hawks also would wrap up the top seed in the East and were able to advance against the Nets in 6 games.
Avery Bradley, he's checked in for Al Horford. Here's Cephalosha, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Celtics trail by 12. And here's Smart. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Zeller, a screen on Korver. Here's Smart. The dish to Zeller. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 3 assists in the game.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Splitter. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Splitter's got 4 points now in the quarter. Pass to Zeller. All sorts of time. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Here's Hardaway. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
Celtics trail by 12. Now Smart with some arc, and Splitter pulls it down. Splitter's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Hardaway kicks to Korver. Kept alive by Atlanta. Boston's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Here's Zeller. Atlanta with the rebound.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Now here's Hardaway. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. 5 on the clock, and it's Korver in the corner. Korver missing again.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Bradley kicks to Smart. The drive by Green. Can't get it to go. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Their last encounter was in Boston, where they were able to handle the Celtics.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Greg, we know how important it is when you can go to your reserves without much drop-off in production. It gives you a big advantage. I know they'd love to see that again tonight.
Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really like. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from 3 was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
Checked in for Atlanta. Jack comes in for Kyle Korver. Jay Crowder's checked in for the Celtics. The Hawks leading by 12.
You know, you talk about Smart's lackluster field goal percentage. Once he gets more comfortable with his ball handling and adjust to the length in the NBA, I think he'll convert more at the basket. That'll also create more drive and dish chances for him as well.
Here's Howard. That's good. Howard's got the lead up to 14 now for the Hawks. Boston's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Outside Bradley. There's a minute 40 left in the first half. Crowder kicks to Smart. Johnson the screen. Just 4 to shoot. Count that one.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here is Jack. He has 6. Here's Smart. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Cephalosha with it. Defended by Crowder. Johnson over to help. Hardaway, that's a 2-pointer. Offensive rebound. Pass to Howard. This one for 3. Can't get it to go.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Celtics have shot 60% from the line, 6 of 10.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
So he gets them both.
You know, there was plenty to be happy about last year in Atlanta with the way the Hawks played. One sour note, though, was that the team was viewed as a potential buy for Seattle groups.
And Jack kicks to Cephalosha. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Bradley against Hardaway. Bradley drives in. His shot is good. Scores his 3rd basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
Jack's shot is good. Jack's got 8.
You know, he doesn't have much quickness, but he'll still attack the rim when given the chance.
And we've reached halftime in this one. It's Atlanta. They lead by 8. We'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. After 2 quarters, it's Atlanta out in front. They have a solid 8-point lead. And let's go to Shaq. What did you think of their first half?
Well, the shots were dropping for them. I mean, they was just dropping out of everywhere, dropping out the ceiling, dropping out the popcorn guy man's hand, whatever. It didn't matter what the defense was. They found a way to get a good look almost every time. You just got to be patient, take as long as they need to keep finding those high percentage shots.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Boston?
Well, they're losing the battle on the boards. And when you're struggling to stay in the game, a few extra rebounds either way can make the difference. Because rebounds equal possessions, and possessions can equal extra points. They need to come out in the second half with the mindset that every rebound is theirs.
And that'll wrap up our halftime show. The 3rd quarter set to go moments from now. We will be right back here after the game.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. You gotta like what Thiago Splitter has done in this game.
And he really just broke out the entire arsenal of post moves there in that first half.
And I think he might even have a few more tricks up his sleeve. I mean, he'll break them out as we start heading down the stretch. I'm sure of that.
They've got Kent Bazemore. Jarrett Jack is out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Paul Millsap, and it's Howard in at the center. So that's the Hawks 5. Now here's Bradley. Misses the three, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part, and I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
To the paint, here's Horford. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. And that's now 10 points for Al Horford.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
Shot is no good.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Bradley dishes to Crowder. This ball movement by Boston. And it's good. Olynyk's got his second bucket tonight.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. And Jack gets it to Bazemore. Crowder with the steal. Pass to Horford. Thomas against Howard. Double team on Thomas. Horford attacking. No good off the front iron.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range. Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Here's Horford following the bucket by the Hawks. Outside Bradley. Thomas passes to Oleynik. Moves back up. Horford with the bucket, getting it done inside. Horford's got 12 points in the game.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
They're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Now here's Millsap. He's got 9. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Avery Bradley. And he isn't the biggest body at 6'8", Clark, but Paul Millsap, very effective.
And part of his being underrated and underestimated, I think, is due to that size. Folks are finally starting to come around. That kind of production he's put up will make that happen.
And Millsap, with over a 7-foot wingspan and also just a great nose for the ball. He gets you rebounds, blocks, and he leads all power forwards in steals pretty much every season.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for the Hawks. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
And speaking of Millsap's defense, I mean, he can switch out and cover perimeter players as well. His smaller stature gives him that versatility, but then the long wingspan allows him to still bang with the biggies.
Boston making a switch here. Mickey's checked in. Three minutes gone now in the third quarter. The Hawks leading by 5. Schroeder with the ball. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Howard. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Thomas kicks to Oleynik. They set the pick. Outside Thomas. On the wing, Green. Oleynik dishes to Thomas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The offensive rebound. That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Oleynik.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Hawks have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Splitter is checked in for Atlanta. And so it's Atlanta with it. Outside Korver. Rebounded by the Celtics. They host the 76ers after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. Outside Thomas. Picked by Horford. Inside, Millsap with the steal. Here's Bazemore. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. Here's Schroeder. Celtics trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Thomas, it's a wide open look. Offensive rebound. And another shot. Shot is off.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those playing.
Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Clock at 6. And Olynyk kicks to Horford. And that one hits back iron. Atlanta leading by 5. And here's Korver from the arc. Feeds it to Splitter. Back to Millsap. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time. Fighting to get proper position. Then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Kent Bazemore. Smart's checked in for Boston. Thomas kicks to Olynyk, and he gets it to go. Olynyk's got 9.
Boy, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Now here's Smart. Tight defense on him. Can't get it to go. The Hawks leading. Here's Sefolosha. He feeds it to Schroeder. Down low. Here's Splitter. No good. Now Boston takes it the other way. It was pretty obvious, I thought, Greg, that Budenholzer was the deserved Coach of the Year. I mean, Steve Kerr, there are a lot of good names you could put in there. But what he's done, taking the Hawks to the top of the East, a few saw that coming.
I agree with you. I mean, he has transformed this Hawks team over the past couple of years, has a wonderful team game. And, you know, obviously a lot of influence coming from Pop when he was with San Antonio. But he is really, I think, redefining how the game of basketball is being played at the pro level.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Atlanta.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, and the other thing that they've done well is they've really attacked the gaps of the defense with quick, decisive drives down the lane.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Humphries comes in for Splitter. And Hardaway is subbed in for Kyle Korver. Then for the Celtics, Zeller comes in for Olynyk, and it's Johnson in for Green. Last season, the Celtics had a solid 19-22 road record, Clark. Not the 500 mark most teams want, but a very good effort from a young team, and no one really expected that.
Yeah, and you think about this team that's still growing and has a lot of youth. I mean, that kind of road record, very impressive. Their fans should be feeling pretty good about what the future holds with this group.
And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Celtics trail by 6. It's tipped and stolen by Cephalosha. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now. And thinking back on the Celtics, on the road, their away record doesn't tell the whole story. They won their last 7 road games in that tremendous playoff push.
Shot clock at 6. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Another away from home note for the Celtics. They were 7-1 in road games against the rest of their division. Their road play was the driving factor as to why they made the playoffs.
The Celtics have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far. First free throw is good. Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark was the player of the Atlanta Hawks. Few would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. The Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
Atlanta making a switch here. Jack's checked in. And so Zeller nails both of them.
And for the Hawks, they did end up with 4 All-Stars last season. And as you said, it was all about how they worked together as a team.
Now here is Hardaway. 8 points for him. And Boston with the rebound. Johnson's got 5 rebounds tonight. The feed to Thomas. Double team on Thomas. Here's Zeller. Good work defensively by Millsap.
And you know, around the NBA, the league recognized the Hawks were a complete team. Everybody played their role superbly. The NBA named all 5 of their starters the player of the week last year in an unprecedented move.
Howard's checked in for Paul Millsap. Boston also with the sub. Crowder's checked in. Celtics trail by 6. Outside Thomas. Johnson sends the screen for Thomas. Down low. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Well, you could see a change in the play with the Celtics after the trade deadline last year. Adding Isaiah Thomas gave them some pop off the bench and really created some balance for them offensively.
And that was something the Celtics needed, adding Thomas, a player that could come in and provide Clark instant offense for them off the bench.
And, Kevin, I think that was a turning point for them last year. I mean, they saw that they had a chance to make a big leap forward after the trade and responded accordingly.
Boston making a switch here. Bradley's checked in. That one is no good.
And, guys, you know, we've talked about it before, but it bears repeating. Dwight Howard may be the best overall rebounder in the last decade. 5 times out of the last 8 years, he's led the league in rebounding. That's almost impossible to do in the modern NBA.
So it's Boston now after the basket by Atlanta.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take it down.
And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Howard is still Clark, an efficient rebounder, still prolific in fact, but he's no longer dominant. Last year he had not one 20-plus rebound game. Tell me the last time that happened.
Well, you know, this being Dwight's 12th season in the league, Kevin, a lot of wear and tear on him. I think he's trying to fight through it, and he's still very much more than serviceable. He wants to get a ring, and he's doing his part to try to make that happen.
The Hawks leading by 9. And Jack kicks to Howard. Hardaway from outside. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Hardaway has got 9 points here in the second half. Now a timeout called by Boston.
And for Chris Humphries, last year was a chance to sign with a playoff contender. The Wizards turned out to be even more than that, with the 4th best record in the East, and Humphries helped them to get there, averaging about 6.5 boards per game.
Getting back to Humphries, he was rolling pretty good last season, but a late season groin injury, Clark, cost him the final 16 games.
Yeah, terribly disappointing for Chris because he had become an important part of that front court rotation. He was up to almost 20 minutes a game before he went down.
Now here's Crowder, covered by Cephalosha. Johnson sends the screen for Bradley. And he drops it in from the low post. Bradley's got 10 points in the game.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Howard. 10 points for him. Now here is Cephalosha. Just 5 to shoot. Jack with the 3. But they recover it. Here's Howard. Crowder pulls it in.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Now here's Smart. Guarded by Hardaway. Zeller, a screen on Hardaway. Smart passes to Zeller. That's good. Zeller's got it back down to within single digits for Boston.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
So it's the Hawks now. They've led by as many as 14 points. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of the Knicks in Minneapolis. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. And Jack, here we go. It's tipped and stolen by Zeller. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Bradley's got the ball. The offensive rebound. He kicks it to Smart. Tries again. He shoots again. Great D that time from Howard.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Hardaway with it. Out guarded by Smart. And the dunk by Humphries.
I'll tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
And here is Jack. He's got 8. Hardaway for 3. The shot is off. Bradley with some nice D. Celtics trail by 8. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And the foul on Jarrett Jack. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. And we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
2 shots. Under 6.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on that one. The Hawks making a switch here. Bazemore is checked in. Boston also with the sub. Al Horford's checked in for Zeller. And he sinks the second. 24 seconds left to play here in the third. Now Jack, looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Howard with a screen on Bradley. In the corner, Bazemore with it. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Hardaway. Hardaway has got assist number 5 here tonight.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on him.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Hawks lead by 9. 2K Sports back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Atlanta leading by 9, and a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Horford is out there with Jay Crowder, and it's Olynyk in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Korver. 6 to shoot. Here's Splitter. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. Korver, no luck.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Millsap a screen. Here's Schroeder. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. After a rookie season in which he really struggled, Dennis Schroeder made big strides last year.
Yeah, I think pretty much dramatic improvements across the board, Kevin. Really a most improved candidate for sure. He solidified that reserve unit for the Hawks, in my opinion.
And Schroeder still with room to grow. I mean, he needs to improve his three-point shot and cut down his turnovers. But those are things that often come with time. And he's got time, still very young at this stage of his career.
Gerald Green, he's checked in for Avery Bradley. Schroeder hits them both.
And for Schroeder, not a great outside shooter yet, but he's an attack guard. I mean, blinding speed, very slippery, eel-like. He gets into that lane and can make a defense collapse in a heartbeat. That alone is where his value is right now.
Now here's Olynyk, and again it's Boston converting.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That was a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Here's Thomas. He dishes it to Crowder. Kicks to Horford. Nice ball movement by Boston. Out to the wing. Crowder with it. Millsap on him. The 15-footer. That one bounces around and comes back out.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
They grab their own miss. Here's Splitter. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Now here's Green. Green, the screen. The pass to Thomas. Three-pointer. Atlanta with the rebound. Splitter's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Horford with it, and it's Horford picking him up. Out left to the wing, to the middle. Here's Millsap, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And now it's an 11-point Hawks lead.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
And the shot's good from Crowder.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Schroeder kicks to Splitter. Dishes it to Schroeder. Pass to Millsap. And he jams it with authority.
Back a few more points onto their lead with the tunnel.
And that's bringing it down hard.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Now, here's Thomas. To the inside. Olynyk. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Just absolute domination in this one for Olynyk. He has 11 points, and also those active hands of his have led to a pair of steals.
He can just change a game with his defense, and he's thrown off their rhythm completely the last several possessions.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
And guys, we've seen teams hire college coaches with no NBA experience before. It hasn't always worked out, but for Boston, they have to be very pleased with Brad Stevens.
Howard's checked in for Atlanta. The Celtics also with a sub, Avery Bradley. He's checked in for Gerald Green. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And Brad Stevens now in his 3rd year coaching the Celtics. Greg, I know you admire him from afar. Good fit for the franchise. Good fit, Clark, for a young team.
Agree with you completely on all of that. He stresses team unity and selflessness and sets the example and tone with his demeanor.
Now here's Thomas. Picked by Horford. Thomas kicks to Horford. Millsap with the steal. Here's Bazemore. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
Atlanta leading by 9. Schroeder with the ball. Bazemore dishes to Howard. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for the Hawks. Celtics trail by 9. To the paint. Here's Horford. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
And Al Horford is just a winner, guys. I mean, win 2 NCAA titles at his time playing for Florida. His teammates call him the Godfather because of how calm and quiet he is in terms of his leadership and the mentoring he provides. It's been the same here in the NBA.
Free throw dropped for Al Horford. And that Florida team with Horford, Noah, and Corey Brewer, such a tight-knit group. All those guys still competing and defending at a very high level now in the NBA.
Each of those guys very team first in their approach. That's what they're about, winning. And because they've experienced championship winning, they stay locked into that task.
And Al Horford drops them both.
Yeah, and Al Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other, but this is one of those guys that does it all.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
Now here's Olynyk. Bradley kicks to Thomas. Shot clock at 6. And it's sent back by Howard. There's the lob to the hoop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Now here's Olynyk. He's guarded by Howard. It will go down, and the Hawks' lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Horford. And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space, covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
Jarrett Jack is checked in for Thabo Sefolosha. Celtics trail by 7. There's the screen. Thomas kicks to Horford. It's a big height bounce and goes in. Horford's got 8 here in the quarter. Hawks have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Screen by Howard. Passes to Howard, takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Boston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Thomas goes in. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Hawks leading by 7. Jack dishes to Schroeder. And stolen by Horford. Bradley against Jack. This ball moved by Boston. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got 7 rebounds in the game. Schroeder kicks to Jack. Now the dish to Schroeder. Offline with his 3.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
Crowder with it, and it's Howard picking him up. Horford with the screen on Howard. Crowder, the pass to Olynyk. Kept alive by Boston.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
Celtics trail by 7. Now, here's Thomas. There's a good screen to the inside. Up off the screen. And Olynyk with the basket on the assist by Thomas. For Atlanta, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the 4th quarter. Here's Bazemore, defended by Crowder. Schroeder, and it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now, here's Thomas. In the corner, Bradley with it. On the 3 off target. Schroeder kicks to Jack. Down low. And Howard with the stuff.
Punches it down.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Celtics trail by 9. Outside Thomas. Looking to end his cold spell. And it's sent back by Howard. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And that one's good. Schroeder's got 6 here in this quarter.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Now here's Bradley. Here's Millsap. Crowder pulls it in. Crowder's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Horford with the screen on Jack. Pass to Olynyk. Feeds to Horford. Unloads from 9. Atlanta with the rebound. They've led by as many as 14 points. And Jack kicks to Howard. Pass to Schroeder. Six to shoot. He feeds it to Millsap. Bazemore for 3. Drains the 3, and yes, he'll go to the line for 1 more. It's going to be on Avery Bradley.
And Kent Bazemore, the long-armed lefty out of Old Dominion, where he was the Division I Defensive Player of the Year back in 2011. A 5-year senior. He graduated with 2 degrees, one in criminal justice, the other in human services.
And Bazemore grew up in a small town, Telford, North Carolina. Clark, less than 300 people.
And a very tight-knit community, as you might expect, Kevin. His uncle owned the local diner, and you see that in his demeanor. Very social, a humble guy. He's really a nice presence in the locker room.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Well, you have to love the energy and the effort given every night by Kent Bazemore, hustling for loose balls. Greg, a lot like you, actually. Runs the floor like a tornado, can handle the ball, the consummate role player.
He really is. And you know, you have to have guys who can be effective without the basketball, Kevin. There's only one out there.
Right.
And you're going to have 5 guys, so you need other areas of the game to be effective. And he focuses on the defense, the rebounding, all those little things that add up to victories.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we've put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. Olynyk can't hit.
And, you know, going back to Kent Bazemore, he was not a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Was solid and unspectacular in college. Entered the NBA as an undrafted free agent. Exceeded everybody's expectation.
Now here's Millsap. Clock at 6. Shooter passes to Howard. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Boston.
1:58 left in the 4th quarter. Thomas kicks to Horford. It's Bradley on the wing. Olynyk sets a screen for Bradley. Right wing, looking to end the run, and Olynyk gets it to go on the assist by Bradley. 16 points for Kelly Olynyk.
And getting back to Kent Bazemore, I mean, he will always have a role in this league because of his defense and his positive attitude. He's the kind of guy who gets counted out early and goes on to have a legitimate 10-year NBA career.
Celtics trail by 15. Outside Thomas. Rejected by Millsap.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game. And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Hawks.
Clark, their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Well, they were disciplined and focused, I thought, all game long, Kevin. Excellent defense around the rim.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And, you know, against a conference opponent, Greg, who you're going to see 4 times total on the season, a 2-0 advantage is pretty healthy.
And as usual, great numbers and a dominant display for Paul Millsap. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Now, here's Thomas. 6 to shoot. Over to the left wing. Fires from deep. The shot no good.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
And here's Schroeder. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that. And once they pulled away, they didn't let up.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Dwight, coming off the loss in last game, what was the difference tonight in how this team played?
You know, we got a good win tonight coming from a tough game last night. Started out strong. We just stuck with it. We stayed together, and we got a good win.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And we send you now over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul Millsap. He's racked up a double-double with points and rebounds tonight, and that made the difference. A terrific effort on both sides of the floor.
They were riding a 2-game losing streak coming to this game and could not afford to drop 3 in a row. He rose to the occasion for them tonight. Big time. They needed this sort of performance for him. He took his game up a few notches. Love it, Ernie.
You gotta love Paul Millsap showing us all of what he's capable of. He's tough to guard. He's got a tremendous combination of an inside and an outside game. He can really do it all. He'll get you points at the rim, and he can knock down a mid-range jump shot. Whatever it takes.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.